December 1937. Japan's advance across China in full swing. Manchuria first, then the fall of Shanghai. It was only a matter of time before Japanese forces reached Nanjing. They arrived at the city gates on the 9th of December 1937 with a simple message: surrender or there will be no mercy. Nanjing was the capital of the Republic of China, the seat of government. But leader Chiang Kai-shek and his nationalist government had fled elsewhere. Nanjing was alone and unprotected. Apart from one man, John Rabe, a German national, he mustered Chinese troops, set up safe zones in embassies around the city. It's believed he saved 250,000 lives. But on the 10th of December, the 6th and 116th Division of the Japanese Army breached the city walls. Within 2 days, Chinese troops had retreated. Nanjing, like Shanghai a few months before, had fallen. What followed will be etched on the minds of the Chinese people for generations. Japanese troops were ordered to inflict maximum pain on the people and to show no mercy. It was an instruction they followed to the letter.
The killing began immediately in several ways, often by individual Japanese soldiers or up to 30 soldiers together going about, each one seeming to have the power of life or death. And then soon there was organized killing of great bodies of men.
Cruelty for cruelty's sake. In the space of 6 weeks, 300,000 were dead, most killed in unimaginably brutal ways. For China, a humiliation unparalleled. But the horrors of that winter largely went unrecognized in the wider world.
It remained relatively poorly understood in the West, I think partly because China was so far away. This was before World War II really started in Europe, so the reports of a war in Asia would not have would have been felt kind of distant in, say, Europe and America, and there were eyewitnesses. There were many Westerners who were living and working in Nanjing at that time, who became important eyewitnesses as well as contributing, or at least trying to contribute to the safety of the Chinese people in Nanjing.
We have records from missionaries and other third country actors who wrote down what they saw at that time, and it remained burned in their minds in many cases.
Those records are here in the Nanjing Museum, along with a wall of the dead, names etched in stone. Here too, the pictures of those who somehow escaped, who lived through it, but carried the horror with them forever. A horror not acknowledged by Japan.
So it is very personal, and not just for me, but really millions and millions of people have experienced family members being lost in Nanjing and elsewhere because of Japanese aggression, which they don't even acknowledge today. In its own history books, in its own museums, doesn't even recognize that these historic events took place at their own hands.
Without that apology, healing is hard. The rape of Nanjing, as it's known, ended as quickly as it began, a little over 6 weeks. Japanese troops called away to fight elsewhere. They left behind a city destroyed, its people brutally murdered, and China nursing a wound that its people will carry in their collective psyche for generations to come. Jeff Moody, CGTN.